Also did several incarnations of ghost traps, and let's talk about those for a second. The very first time that I tried to put together a Ghostbusters costume, I did it in a couple of hours. I had no idea how to make a ghost trap, so I apologize. This was my very first ghost trap right here, and it's a mouse trap, spray painted white. Hey look, you can actually see, I think where it says Ghostbusters brand cereal on the ghost logo. And then this, the yellow part, is two socket covers to a light switch or an electrical socket mated together, and then it's just yellow electrical tape and black electrical tape. And yes, it is a functioning mouse trap. Please don't bite my finger. Okay, yay. Yay! Alright. My dad's an electrician, and he just had junk. To me, it was junk. I would often use it for something, and he'd go, God, you have no idea how expensive that is. But anyway, it's just a big metal box that you would do whatever with. And then I put the hinges in at some point. And as you can see, the ravages of time have made the adhesive slide. So that's no longer true at the moment. It's sort of catty corner there. Originally, I had a handle here that was just made from a paint scraper. And that paint scraper handle was, again, salvaged, repurposed, onto a lightweight ghost trap. And it can actually slide right out of there. It's just a paint scraper. And that was put onto this one. And again, this was just a block of styrofoam, some poster paper, caution tape, silver spray paint, and Velcro. And guess what? It Velcros to the other side. Going for the cartoon style there, obviously. And then the handle on this one was a broken handle, or a handle off of a broken stroller that my sister had for her twins. And originally it was gray. You can see in some of the photos I had left it gray, and then eventually I did paint that handle black. So that was one of my ghost traps. And this had a lovely heft to it. And with this, this hole right there through the handle, you could actually sling it off of your belt, and it had a great weight on your hips. And I had a little Slimer puppet that I could sometimes store in there. So if somebody says, hey, let me see the ghost in your trap, I would show them the ghost in the trap. And all this stuff is stuff that I'm probably going to try to salvage, not salvage, but restore. I'm going to try to restore it to a bit of its former life. Show you a couple of other quick things here. Perfect example. These are those paper towel dispenser things that I was talking about earlier, with the crossbars still intact. Now, this was a gun that I made, and it's only really seen in one photo based on an episode of the cartoon, and I quite frankly don't remember what the episode of the cartoon was. If you guys remember a gun, something similar to this, that you might have seen in an episode there, let me know. What it was two broken toy shotguns, and these fired sucker darts out the tip. This was the handle to a broken clear blue plastic Luger water gun. As you can see, that's a water gun trigger right there. And this was all cracked up here. So took just the handle off of that and literally just electrical taped it to the gun, the one barrel of the gun, cut off the other thing and put another two barrels up here. So you got 4 barrels. And then again, this was one of those cases where I just found some interesting looking junk parts among my dad's stuff, and he was like, wow, you have no idea how much money that cost. And this was that same rocket that the tip of the lightweight thing came from. So see, this part and this part were originally one plastic toy. And then, again, more, it kind of looks like a Jawa blaster. The ravages of time are interesting on what expands and contracts at different rates, and the electrical tape is not a long-term solution, we find, but still pretty neat little, just to have something to round out the arsenal there a little bit. Also, another one made mostly from wood, and that is an attempt at a Geiger-meter. I think that's Legs pantyhose container. Just the round half, not the tapered half. Again, Joy dishwashing detergent. A couple of popsicle sticks here, I think just for decoration, and one of them's faded. That's the face to a watch, I believe. Just a decorative handle there for the handle. And some sort of piece of electrical equipment here for the microphone knobs. And if it wasn't spray painted silver, it would still look very similar to that, because I remember it being a bare aluminum type of metal with some words on the side. I just spray painted it silver on silver to get the words off. And another hook to hang it off of your belt. Alright, the next big piece of costume equipment, I didn't think I was going to be able to find, because I was looking in boxes, and shifting boxes around up in their attic is kind of a difficult thing. Really, you got a slope about like that. You've only got space enough to stand here, but boxes are kind of wedged all down in there. And just the center part of that has been floored. The rest of it is just got the beams, and you got the insulation between them, and the boxes are stacked on the beams. So I was taking some boxes from here because I kind of thought I saw some Ghostbusters stuff way off in the corner. And I was looking for a place to put a box, and I'm like, well, I can do it right here on top of this insulation, and realized, oh my God, there's my slime blower. Built this one clearly for Halloween of 1989 to augment my existing costume. Just not in a box, not protected whatsoever. So, in this lawn bag is my original slime blower that has been a little worse for wear than some of this stuff that was in boxes. Yeah, a little grimy, as you can tell. When I first spied it, it didn't even look this good. This part was all detached and hanging by a thin strand of tape here. But that's going to give us a good idea of what it was constructed from. Number one, this are Pepsi bottles. Yeah, clearly, Pepsi. Still says Pepsi on it. Now, I know you're saying, wait a minute, Pepsi bottles don't look like that. Not anymore, they don't. Nowadays, they look like this, and they've got these 5 little knobby things here. But back in the day, back in the 80s, a Pepsi bottle was 2 pieces of plastic. A black base here that it was hot glued into, and underneath that black base was simply a perfectly formed dome. This was the bottom of a Pepsi bottle, and clearly that's the top of the Pepsi bottle. Here's one of those black bottoms to a Pepsi bottle, and this one apparently just broke off right there. So, and this one was originally right here, helping to keep that one dome, to keep its shape. There we go. There we go. And no handle here. That's done with just adhesive letters. I'm not sure where I got the tape, but man, I'll have to replace that tape, won't I? These are Pringles cans wrapped in electrical tape. The lights, once upon a time, were actually functional, and I'm interested to see if I can find the right kind of battery, if these lights still work. Looks like at this point I might have photocopied some Ghostbusters logos and hand tinted the red, because that's very thin. Vacuum cleaner hose that I wrapped in black electrical tape. Matter of fact, if you look inside here, you can see, ooh, all tacky, that the original color was that, with the stripes to it and everything. If you're curious at all, you might wonder what the cardboard backer is. Yeah, I cut up the box of the G.I. Joe Space Shuttle, the one with the gantry. But after it was assembled, it couldn't go back in the box anyway. So what good was that box? You know? Come on. And then this attached right here. And what this was another Pringle can, and what appears to be the other part of the Legs pantyhose container. And then the handle was just the thing you twist on a Venetian blind and a piece of coat hanger wire. And then this is a caulk gun. And it may be one of the caulk guns that were my original throwers the very first time that I dressed up as a Ghostbuster. So I'm curious to see if I can dust this thing off, repair it, get some new life out of it. And what would be really interesting, I think, would be if you could take the caulk gun design and somehow put a can of silly string in here with a hole in the nozzle this time, so that you actually could, you know, slime somebody with a slime blower. So that's something I'm kind of got going in the back of my brain. I don't know how feasible that is. But you're saying, Alex, come on. Those tubes are messed up, and they don't make that design of Pepsi bottle anymore. Well, a couple of years later, 1991, I was in a production of Little Shop of Horrors at Russellville High School for my friend Donnie Bryan. And one of the things I contributed was the nitrous oxide tanks for the dentist when he sings a song called Now It's Just the Gas. You want some nitrous oxide? Suit yourself. And look at these tanks. I mean, just to be a couple of years older, these are in a lot better condition than that slime blower. As a matter of fact, when one of my friends went and saw that production of Little Shop and saw the dentist in this backpack, she turned to another friend and said, "Is that one of his Ghostbusters backpacks?" So yeah, clearly there's a related design there. The Pepsi bottle design then went on to another couple of Ghostbusters props that I have here. One is only partial, and that was a slime scoop. That was the nozzle of the Pepsi bottle, and the butt piece of the Pepsi bottle, and then a couple of screws just holding that into place. The other one that I did was a radome, and that's an unpainted black Pepsi base, so that gives you a good idea of what it looked like back in the day. And again, I know this bottle originally was like this, with a nozzle that looked like that piece that we just showed you. So this would be that would look like a Pepsi bottle, right? Yeah, anybody order it? Yeah, it's a Pepsi bottle, throw it in the garbage. No, you can't throw that away. I need this, and I need this, and I need this. I need all those pieces to make Ghostbusters stuff. But it's kind of funny how many times in the Ghostbusters equipment you see a cylinder that's domed at the top. And back in the day, they were everywhere. Can't find them now.